Yes, people, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. Hope you are all well. It's time for a build-up show as the Hammers have taken the trip over to Romania to face FCSB in a game that, quite frankly, means nothing, but we're still going to give it a good go, I am sure, as we look to be the only English side to maintain a 100% record in a European competition this season. This is the West Ham Unofficial starting on at reaction and build-up show. Get your comments into the chat, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out our channel sponsors, SRM Carver and Son, by clicking the link in the description down below as well. Firstly, let's introduce our guests. Well, not really guests, but Mike, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Yep.
Good. And Gary as well. Gary, how are you?
Hi, Jake. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Good. Mike, I'll start with you then. Listen, just with the eye to hopefully win, to get the 6 out of 6, but it's just about, giving the kids a run out tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also useful for someone like Orgard as well, because he needs game time. There's a couple of others who are, Lanzini, those guys need a bit of game time. So it won't hurt them to get a few minutes into their legs. But it's opportunities for youngsters as well, isn't it? There you go. Go on, lads. Show us what you can do. Yeah. The last game I was quite impressed with Coventry. So let's hope he has another steady game.
Yeah. It's going to be good to see all of those players. And that's just the bottom line of it, Gary. Hopefully we can pick up the 3 points. They haven't been great in this competition, FCSB. And it's just about the fans having a good time out there and hopefully us winning.
Yeah, I agree, Jake. I must admit I haven't seen too much of Bucharest, but they lost 5-0 to Silkeborg twice. And I thought they were bang average Silkeborg. So hopefully even our reserve should be able to beat them quite comfortably.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that I think they're bottom with just a couple of points on the board? Yeah. Players you want to see tonight? Obviously, we saw a list of all of the youth players that have gone out there, but I think, as you said, Mike, it's crucial for the players like Gerd, Lanzini maybe to get some game time, Downs to get some more games. I think Coventry will be involved, and hopefully just to press refresh and just freshen things up. And we see the training videos. I think Fornals and Soufal have gone out there. I think that's two of the very few that have actually gone out there from the first team. So I think we're all glad that Moyes has pretty much done what we did at home against Zagreb last year, and just left them all at home.
Yeah, we've earned the right to do that, haven't we, by winning the other 5 games? So, and we need to do that, because we want to keep players fresh get some more Premier League points, basically. Yeah. So we've earned that right to be able to give these young lads a chance and rest some of our top players.
Yeah, what I mean is absolutely nothing on this game. That is very true. We're through with 15 points. Silkeborg are on 6 points and Anderlecht are on 5 points. That's a very crucial game tonight. So it's pretty much winner takes all between Silkeborg and Anderlecht. Anderlecht on 5 points and FCSB on 2 points. So they're playing for pride, which could mean they take the foot off the gas. I don't know what their league situation's like, Gary, but they can't be too bothered about this because we aren't, and there's nothing to play for them.
Exactly. I don't think they'll be too bothered. Like I said, I think we'll see a couple of youngsters start. I think Mabama might start up front because we've got no forward. Antonio and Skamaka are not playing. And maybe Ashby or Scarles. He likes Scarles, doesn't he? So we'll see what sort of team he comes out with. But otherwise, we've got 9 people with first team experience, I think, travelled. So it should be a relatively strong team still.
Yeah, and we shouldn't or we won't go up there or go out there, and hopefully they're a really bang average side, as Gary said, Mike, and we should be beating them with whatever that we put out. And if we don't win tonight, it's not the end of the world, but the main thing is just the experience for these young lads, because we're in a privileged position to be able to let them have this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we've earned the right. Like I said, I think it's good for all guys, because he looked good in that last game, but he really didn't have any pressure put on him at all, So, but I can't see a lot tonight. But if he's got a lot of young lads around him, there'd be a little bit more pressure on him tonight to be the man to stand out and be, organise the defence, and show us what he's really got. Get some more mileage into his legs, which is highly important. Yeah, he wants to go to the World Cup as well. I think he's probably going to be in the Morocco squad. So, he needs to prove his fitness, doesn't he?
Yeah, and just building up for us. Phillips, and hopefully you don't go to the World Cup and just get injured again, Gary.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I think we've got Blackburn next week as well, haven't we? So
Yeah. That's another
two key
one.
games for him, and maybe we might see him involved in the Leicester game. Who knows?
Possibly. But I mean, I agree with Mike. I was quite impressed with him last week, but it wasn't the toughest opposition. So let's see how he gets on tonight. But again, I don't think he'll be stretched too much. We'll see.
Yeah, the setting in stadium was very glamorous tonight. It looks like the Bowl 2.0, to be honest. This is where the game will be taking place tonight over in Bucharest, a big stadium. I'm not sure how big they'll fill it, but I'm sure we will. We will fill our section right up at the top. I believe we are. So and for those young lads to play in that sort of away atmosphere is something that I don't think they get at any other club in the Premier League, that's for sure, or so many of them. Mike?
Yeah, great experience for them, isn't it? I mean, it's a good opportunity, and you never know, we might unearth another little gem.
Exactly.
I know Moyes, he does like that, Scholes. I'm excited to see what he can do, and especially in a game like this, surely Moyes has just got to say to him, come on, lads, show me what you can do. There's no pressure on you. Let's get hold of the ball. Don't be scared. Be brave. Play your football.
Exactly. Do you know how big this thing is? About 50,000 or 40,000? What do you think?
I should presume so. FCSB capacity. 55,000 in the Bucharest Ground Arena National Stadium.
Quite a big stadium, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's take some comments. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are well. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Sharky, hope you are well, sir. Sean, Europa League teams don't drop down into this, do they? Yes, they do. I saw a list of them, and there wasn't too many frightening names on there. I think Sheriff was on it. I did see a list, but Feyenoord, I think, could drop down if they don't win tonight. And of course, they were in the final of the Conference League last year. So there are some better teams that are currently in it. But I think at the moment, Gary, we've got to have our eyes on trying to win this. Us and Villarreal, I'd expect to be the favourites. They've now lost their manager, and Unai Emery, who's gone to Aston Villa, of course. So we should not really worry about this, and then we've got all the way until March. Worry about it again. The draws at the end of February. We should be looking to win this competition, and let's win 6 out of 6. Why not?
Exactly. I mean, the bookies make us favourites or second favourites. So they're not very often wrong. So I think we are one of the strongest teams left in the competition. We've got nothing to fear. So whoever drops into our sphere, we will beat, I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully. James, good evening, all you continental types. I like your creativity when announcing yourself into the chat nowadays, James. It's very good. Will, hope you are tonight. We will be the first team in Europa Conference League history, that big history that it's had, to win all 6 games in the group stage. Whack that in the cabinet, says David Sullivan. Okay, the conference has only been running for 2 years, still a record, and we will flipping well take it if we win.
We'll do the opposite of Rangers.
Yeah. Poor old Rangers. Hey ho. Lawrence, hope you are well. Sheriff to come to town. Could you imagine that? Yeah. Feyenoord. If we draw Feyenoord, I've actually already been there. So if you've got some travel tips, just come to me, because we've been there in Rotterdam. We went there on we went there on a cruise. It was very nice. I made a friend in the club shop. He spoke English. Anyway. That's the story time over. As we are waiting for that lineup, would you be incredible? Oh, we've got the lineup, but whilst I load that up, would you be incredibly disappointed if we don't win tonight, Michael, Gary?
Personally, not really. I just want to put on a good show as long as we play well. As I say, we're through, and I know David Moyes says we win all 6. I think subconsciously players now, when a game's important and when it's not. So I think, Bucharest come hammering at us and really sort of try and break our legs. I think we'll probably let them have it and go away with a draw or something. So we'll see.
Yeah. So the lineup is in. Arguably the most important lineup of our season is in. And it's a good mix. Arula in goal, Sufal, Johnson, Agurd, and Ogbonna. Skulls is he the 16-year-old, I believe. Lanzini, Coventry, Downs, Fornows, Mubama. Is it Mubama up front as well? So let's break that down. So Sufal, Johnson, Agurd, and Ogbonna. So you've got probably Sufal right back, Johnson left back, Agurd and Ogbonna as the centre half. Ogbonna with the armband. Is that like I don't know whether Skulls is a winger or not, but I presume he might be on the wing, and then Lanzini, Coventry, and Downs as a midfield three, and then Fornals, Skulls, and Muamba as the front three, I presume.
Could be. Randolph up front in the second half or so.
What do you make of that then, Mike? We'll start with you.
Yeah, no, it's fairly strong still.
Yeah.
You look at the defence, that's an experienced defence.
Yep.
So I mean, it's good to see Skulls. He obviously does like him because he's put him in front of one or two. So he'd play alongside someone like Lanzini. Great experience for him, And then you got Coventry and Danes, young lads as well, still trying to make their way in the team. Fornals, and then the striker. He's got, we need to find a young striker. We need someone who's going to knock on the door and put a bit of pressure on. And it'd be great to see him have a good game and maybe score a goal.
Exactly.
100%. Gary, anything to add to that?
Well, no, as Mike said, you look at that lineup, apart from Skulls and Mubama, every single one of those played in the Premier League this season. So Aguirre, sorry, but he would have done it if he wasn't injured. So it's a strong team, really. So there's no reason at all why we shouldn't win the game with that lineup.
Yeah. The crazy thing is that Skulls is 9 months older than me. Does that make you all feel old?
It makes
it makes everybody else look slightly older, and it makes me like, what the hell have I done with my life? 9 months older than me, that lad is, and he's starting for West Ham tonight in a European game. That is crazy. Fair play to Moyes. Let's look at the bench. Randolph. I would have quite liked to see Randolph start tonight because because bless him, he doesn't get any game time whatsoever. It may look like we might be seeing Areola starting in the Premier League now, depending on the severity of that Fabianski injury that he picked up at Old Trafford. So that's a little bit frustrating. Hedgie, I think he's the other keeper. There'll be question marks why Ashby isn't starting. I think he's coming back from quite a long-term injury. Casey, Clayton, Forbes, Svire, Orford, Potts, and Apaya Forson. So that is, apart from Randolph, who brings the average age of that bench up massively. That is a very youthful bench. So hopefully some of them can get a bit of game time as well, Gary.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them all. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't seen Skulls and Mabama play at all, so I don't know. I've read good reviews about Skulls. Mabama seems to find the net a few times. And then Potts, that's Steve Potts' son, isn't it, on the bench? So that'd be good to have him come through. The other was, to be honest, I don't know too much about, so it'd be nice to see them.
Yeah. Will says Ashby has to start. I don't know whether it's to do with that injury or whether he just hasn't started tonight. I'm unsure. It is fairly strong when you look at that, and we're all chilled about it tonight. As if that lineup is so much stronger without risking too many first team players than what it was this time last year against the Grev. We did start a weakened lineup, but we still had some of those players in there that we know, and literally was the only one in there Fornals, Areola, Soufal and Johnson, and that's it from pretty much the first team there. I suppose you could say Downs is in there, but debuts, Muamba, Skulls getting his first start. It's good to see, and it's good to see we've still gone with some strength as well. Mike? Yeah,
definitely. I think Downs as well, playing him is good because it's given him plenty of game time. He started in the last 2 Premier League games, so it's given him even more game time. It's great. I want to see him turn into a player that's going to hold down a first team place. I really do. But it's good that he's getting all these chances to prove what he can do. So, I like the lineup. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Ashby, I don't think he's anywhere near full fitness. That's why he's not playing full stop. That Forson, they're talking about him, and almost the other one, Forbes as well. I mean, there's being prospects as well. So
I'll tell you
I've seen little bits of them.
Yeah, that Forson, I was actually on the West Ham network this time last year. I think it was in pre-season actually, and I watched him in a game, in a pre-season game. I don't know who it was against, but I can remember saying like he was head and shoulders above any other youth player there, and that was a year and a bit ago. So hopefully he's progressed, and we might be able to see him tonight. But it's just seeing these players. We aren't particularly bothered about it. There's not much to talk about. And hopefully we can just get the job done, Gary.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows how strong our squad is this season compared to last season, because we've still got Cornet and Paqueta out injured, and yet we've still got probably 9 arguably first team players or first team squad members in the lineup, and we've left like Declan, Souček, Ben Rama, Fabianski haven't even travelled. So a very strong team actually sat in London watching the game. So it shows how far we're progressing as a club. I know we're not doing brilliantly in the league, but if we can get 6 points in the next 2 games, that would be good as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take some more comments before we carry on. Evening, guys. What position do we think Downs is going to play in tonight? Says Peter. If we have a look at that midfield again, so we've got midfielder Lanzini, Coventry, and Downs. So you'd expect Coventry to sit. It's whether Lanzini sits or Downs sits. What do we think?
I think Downs sits myself. What do you think, Mike?
I think Downs has been playing a little bit more forward, hasn't he? He'd be playing but I'd give Lanzini that sort of role tonight, and sit Downs and Coventry in there together. But and say to Lanzini, go on and create something.
Yeah. I think.
But he probably won't. That's what I would do.
Go on, Gary.
No, so I think we've got to look at Downs as a serious long-term replacement for Rice, because obviously Declan's
agree.
And we need to start looking at him because he looks as if he's got the technical ability we need. He just needs a bit of experience and a bit of game time and a bit of management, and let's see how good he can be. I'm quite impressed with him so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think he's looked composed on the ball. I think he's shown Souček up, to be honest with you, at times that he's got that crunching tackle in him as well as he's better on the ball. So hopefully it won't be too long till we go back to a 2-man midfield and we see Rice alongside Flynn Downs in there for me. But good to get him another start. And I think what's key here is Moyes will know that there's 2 must-win games, in my opinion, coming up in the Premier League now. Yeah. We've got Blackburn in the middle that we can just about, we've got Leicester, we've got Palace, and then we've got Leicester. After not picking something up at Old Trafford, I think an absolute minimum of 4 points is needed from that game. And again, it just shows that, yes, we haven't started the season well, but we can see where some of that money's gone, even now, looking at that lineup, because of how much depth we've got there. And how we can afford to rest so many players and still have a pretty decent side to take out there, Gary.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you look at the league table, it's going to be a real bun fight down the bottom this season because last season you could tell pretty early that Norwich were going to go down and Watford were going to struggle. But this season, it's really going to be tight. So as you say, Jay, we need 4 points or 6 points in the next 2 games, put us near the top 10, get us out of any danger we might get in.
Yeah. 100%. Sean, is it televised? Yeah, you'll be glued to your screen, Sean. You will be glued to your screen. Legends on tonight. They are indeed. They are indeed. I don't know why I put it that way. There's no one that way, but we're that way and we're that way. And we got Noble here, and I don't know who this lad is, but he is a legend as well. Anyway, Aroda is a good goalkeeper. Should be West Ham's number 1. Maybe this is the nudge that Moyes needs now with an injury to Fabianski. Do we think that'll happen, Mike?
I think he will take over fairly soon. Fabianski's had a few good games, but I agree with Lawrence. I think Areola's going to be the number 1. But Moyes he's staying loyal to Fab, and Fab's been pretty consistent. He couldn't really help that. On Sunday, that goal's unstoppable, basically. But, I mean, the game before he had a decent game, so.
He had a good game at Southampton, I thought. I thought Fabianski was very good at Southampton.
Yeah, he was. He made 3 really good saves that day.
He was.
But, I think the time's coming. The time is coming.
Yeah, it certainly is. Sean says, would you sacrifice a top half finish to win the Conference League?
Yeah, as long as we came 11th.
Definitely.
I like the attitude. What's the bottom line?
If we came 11th and won this, I'll take it tomorrow.
I'd take 12th or 13th and win that because you're back into Europe again.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you this for nothing. I don't think there's any way we're getting into Europe by the league this year because Newcastle are just gonna just take.
Oh yeah, over. I think Newcastle are, they'll have a drop off somewhere or another.
Yeah.
But Newcastle last season they're up in Europe, are they? So it helps them.
Because they got no. I was just about to say that, Gary. Good shout. I mean, because they got no European football, I think they'll have a drop off somewhere, but they're still going to be pushing for that top 4.
Yeah, and I think
they could upset the Big 6. I think, and I think they will definitely eventually upset the Big 6.
Yeah,
with the amount of
and we
money.
don't, and you know, some people don't like what's happened at Newcastle, but I think most people would flipping love them to hoist out Chelsea or something for in the top four. That would be quite funny. Miss Hammer, evening. I hope you are well. Let's get those likes up for Jake. Thank you very much. Smash that like button. Luke says, who cares, to be honest? No injuries, half-time subs, happy days, minutes for a good squad, and youth win 100%. Paqueta downing tools until the World Cup. A lot of players apparently. Do you think that's going to happen over the next 2 Premier League games, or do you think these players that are going to be jetting off are going to be playing just the same? What do we think?
It's bound to be in the back of their minds, isn't it? You know, it's got to be in there thinking, oh, hang on a minute, maybe I won't go in for that one. But I think it's a funny injury, isn't it? It's a shoulder injury, collar injury. So he thought he was okay, but I think he trained and then he wasn't where he thought he was going to be. But
yeah.
I do you know what? I'd be quite happy to see him not go to the World Cup, stay at home, get fit, and then be ready for after the World Cup. But he obviously wants to go, and you can't blame him.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Lawrence says, last time West Ham won a cup, 1980 FA Cup, a major cup, need to win something. And I think that and getting back into Europe is just way more important for me than finishing 8th. I'd just so much rather go at this Conference League when we get the chance, because it is winnable, Gary.
Fully agree, Jay. Fully agree. And the FA Cup and the League Cup are very hard to win nowadays because, you know, City take it seriously, and United and Liverpool as big clubs. They got
talking about Newcastle. They will have a good go at the FA Cup this year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I think we've got a good chance this Conference League. I really do. We should prioritise it from March onwards. Let's concentrate on the league till March, and after that, let's go for Europe like we did last season.
Yeah.
Basically, to be mid-table in the Premier League, we need to win about 10 more games.
Yeah,
that's all we need to win. I mean,
I'll tell you what. The standard this year is shocking.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? And to win that conference, 6 games, and you don't need to win all 6 of them. So work it out. I mean, that is our best chance. Full stop. And like you guys have just said, the FA Cup will be difficult with the likes of the strength of Man City's second team, and the likes of Newcastle having no European football, and highly likely, you know, some of the other teams are going to get knocked out of Europe. So, I mean, it's, you know, it just makes sense for us to have a proper crack at it.
Yeah. Oh, I agree 100%. Let's take some more of your comments. Sean says Downs not had enough of the ball in a midfield 3. Need to see him in a 2, so he can't shy away. I think he will complement Rice in there really nicely.
Yeah, he's tidy on the ball. He is really tidy on the ball. Okay, we haven't seen him try any, you know, long passes like deck hits, you know, but no, feed yourself into the team. Show that you can make, you know, you can keep possession of the ball, you know. So I don't blame him for that, for being probably a little bit negative with his passing, but he's got the ability. He can hold the ball. He's strong. He's a lot stronger than he looks.
He is,
You know? Yeah, he's good. You know, under pressure, he keeps the ball well and usually finds a man. So he's got the makings of being a top player.
Yeah, and he's playing alongside the best midfielder in the country, so he should be able to play.
Exactly.
Right,
He's only going to learn, isn't he? Playing next to
you two saw the interview with Joe Cole on the deck. I mean, he looks so confident deck nowadays. He's really full of self-belief. If he can pass it on to some of the younger players, that's going to
Oh, exactly. He oozes class and the confidence that he's now got, knowing that he can turn up and do his stuff. Adam Frankel live from the middle of the ocean. He has taken my path when he's on a cruise for a fortnight. Adam, how's it going on? Easy. Hi, Jake and everyone. Good point about Paqueta, Sean. I bet you are right. 6th or 7th is possible. Do we believe it's possible to finish 6th or 7th this year?
Of course, it's possible. We need to have a good run.
Yeah.
Liverpool are struggling. So where are they? 8th or 9th, Liverpool now?
I'd laugh if Liverpool didn't make Champions League. That would make my year.
They are going to struggle at the moment. They need to buck up, I'll tell you.
They certainly do. Manny says, what is the full lineup? I'll bring it up to you now. Areola, Sufal, Johnson, Gerdog, Bonner, Skulls, Lanzini, commentary, Downs, Fornals, and Mu Amber. Let's take some more of your comments. Gary, hope you are well. Eddie Howe never goes after the FA Cup, to be fair. Does he not? Oh, well, I think they might have a good go at Newcastle, but we'll have to wait and see. Sean said the final is in June. That's a slog. Is that the Conference League? I think it is. Well, it's all spaced out, isn't it? You know, we've got after this, we've got to wait. December, January, February. We've got to make 4 months now for the round of 16. So it is what it is. It's UEFA, isn't it? I definitely said. You certainly did say Jake. I like it. I like it. See, you can still get that right in the middle of the ocean. I need. Luke says need to get our own points on the board. Not worried about what other teams do. Not enough pace. In the squad to finish top 7, just not dangerous enough. Do we agree?
Do with a little bit more pace. I agree there.
I think Cornet make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will, 100%.
is the quickest player, I should imagine, by a long way. I mean, Ben Ram's not quick, but he just goes by people with the skills he's got.
He's got quick feet.
You know, he's got very, very quick feet, like I say. And Antonio's obviously quick and strong. I mean, Skamaka's not like, he's strong, but he's not quick. Bowen's not lightning quick, but you know, they're all, you know, technically gifted players. So yeah, there's not quite enough pace. I mean, Tottenham have got pace, to be fair. You know, to back Sean up there. I mean, the way they play, they got to, haven't they? You know, that's the way they play. But yeah. I mean, I would like to see one more quicker player, like a wide player, in our team, really.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We need that, Gary.
Spurs will flash to deceive, as always, finish 5th and moan about everything, as always. Yeah. Same for Tottenham.
Yeah, they want Conte out because they play negative football, don't they?
Well, I've got a mate who's a Spurs fan, and he honestly hates it at the moment.
They're like us, aren't they? They can't do nothing in the first half, and then you look all right in the second half.
Yeah.
I have as well, Mike. I got a Spurs fan, but I had a curry with them last week and moaning like that.
He is absolutely hating the football. I did say it, and Sean will probably back me up with this. I said at the start of the season, Conte is a winner. Yeah, he's great, but the football will be dire to watch, and it has been, isn't it?
Especially with Eric Dyer in the middle of a back three.
Yeah, but I'm not knocking. Conte, he does it. That's how he does it. You know what I mean? He's a winner and he's a good manager, but it's not great to watch, mind you. Nor was ours at times, so we haven't got much to chat about.
So yeah, June the 7th is the Conference League final. We're going to get our West Ham unofficial minibus going. Soufal and Suchek are going to put us all up. Maybe Alex Crow if we send him a good word. Go on, Gary. What was that?
Terry's banned because we'll lose 1-0 if he comes.
Yeah, Terry's banned. Yeah, Terry is not coming. Well, actually, he is because he's going to drive the minibus, but then we might just leave him in the hotel.
Yeah, lock him in.
Lock him in. Yeah. Hopefully, Mike, in January, you're not going to see the effects of the Terryitis, as we call it. The Conference League is on your birthday. Adam, I'll buy you your ticket for your 50th birthday. That will be excellent. I'll see you there in Prague, mate. 39th? You're looking good for your age, mate. Luke says, if I went to Prague, I wouldn't make the game. Their lager is the finest in the world. You like that sort of stuff, don't you, Mike? Was it in the sun? Is it that star stuff comes from?
Oh, yeah.
At the Star of Prague, and whatever it's called.
Star of Prague. Yeah, no, yeah. I like any nice strong lager, mate.
The stadium looks quality. It certainly does. We've got a picture here. Very, very nice. The Bold 2.0, I'm calling it. It does look very nice. It'll be interesting to see how much they fill it. So yeah, that will be interesting to see. Here we go. Sean's going to wheel out all his stats now. Only Bayern Munich have scored more goals in 2022. Poor for one half, brilliant for one half. The norm.
Is he sure that Man City have not scored more goals than Spurs?
No, they haven't.
Really?
Yeah. I saw the stat. No, they haven't. Any news on Cornet? I didn't expect him to start tonight anyway, but hopefully it's all just gone a bit quiet. We were told it's going to be about 2 to 3 weeks, and it's unavailable. He's unavailable every week, so we need him back desperately. Hey ho. Anyway, predictions, Mike.
I think it'd be
difficult.
I think it'd be, and I'd take that. Yeah, probably a 1-1.
Yeah, fair enough. Gary?
Bucharest 0, West Ham 4.
Oh, I'm gonna go FCSB 0, West Ham United's under 12s 1. And hopefully we can get the job done. Anyone want to chuck some goal scorers out there? Ariola or something from a corner?
Randolph.
Yeah,
Randolph off the bench.
Second half, yeah.
No, we're bound to get a penalty. We get a penalty every week at the moment. So Landini's playing.
I remember David James coming on it up front once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Press.
James.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a clip in from inside the stadium. That's the view from the away end.
All right.
We can pan around on the pitch here, hopefully. There we go.
That's like a really impressive stadium, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Very nice indeed. You can I'll get that uploaded to the channel and you can see that in just a second in all its glory. Keep your predictions coming in. 8-0 for Peach, indeed. Indeed, 8-0 for Peach. 1-0, Lawrence, great minds think alike. 2-1 win. Come on, Sean, what's your prediction? I know you love giving predictions. 3-1 West Ham, says James as well. What do we want to get out of tonight? What's the main objective, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's just to get some mileage in legs and give some youngsters a chance. I think that's what's needed, I think, from tonight. And hopefully, they come away with a performance and a result. And I'd take the draw because, at least we'd be undefeated all the way through. That would be great.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great stat to pull out in about 3 months' time. Trust me. Gary, the objective, anything you'd like to add? Final thoughts?
There's Mike, but no injuries on top of that. Just no.
Yeah.
Other than that, these games are strange. It's not very often we get these sort of games. It really doesn't matter what happens. As long as we don't lose 14-0 or something. But other than that, should be fine.
Exactly. Listen to the wise words of Gary. As long as we don't lose 14-0, it'll be absolutely fine. You won't say that many more times in your football punditry career, Gary. I can guarantee you that.
Exactly.
Oh dear. Right, final prediction. 6-5 would be great. Dead rubber in it. 2-1 Muamba to score. That's your age, Rich. Or shots fired. 6-5 make 65. That's shots fired. I respect it. Let's see goals. To be fair, 65 is probably the combined age of all the players playing tonight, isn't it? They're all about 18.
Yeah.
Not quite. You're about 10 years out. You're about 10 years out. Even though, Mike, shush, we know we had a 50th birthday party last year.
I'm not there.
Age, stay well away from it, Mike. There we go. So there we go. That's our match build-up show for FCSB versus West Ham. We will not be back on the final whistle because I've got chemistry revision to do. Everybody loves a bit of chemistry.
You study the periodic table, Mike, in it for a long time.
Yeah.
Give that a miss.
Yeah. Not one of my favourite subjects, chemistry, but there you go.
I'll tell you what, though, it's been an experience this week because we've done mocks and they've put carpet down in the sports hall to do exams. You then know it's we're getting down to business. There's carpet in the sports hall where we do basketball. Getting down to business. 75, no 55. -5 is 50. I get myself told off now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Enjoy the game. Try and stay awake. And yeah, Mike, Gary, thank you very much indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you very much from us. Come on, you wines. And before we go,
come on, you wines.
What did we have for dinner?
I had a roast, mate.
Oh, what a Thursday! That's cheeky.
Yeah, but it was made up on Sunday and put in the fridge.
I have to respect it. Gary, you like all you? Was it an enchilada kind of night?
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna have some prawns, I think.
Oh, very nice indeed. Bunsen burners, yeah, all that stuff. I scrolled through here about electrons and Bunsen burners and protons and neutrons and everything else. Hey ho.
Hey Jake, that's completely unimportant, but there you go. Probably not.
You'll never need it again, mate. But there you go.
Yeah,
don't let that hold you back. You carry on.
Exactly. Guys, just Downsley's man of the match game and a hat trick to keep Souček out. He needs about 8 goals. Play like Pele to keep Souček out. Thank you for the show. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Now we are going to go. Gary's going to go and eat some prawns. I'm going to go and get a drink and then about GCSE Combined Science Trilogy Foundation Tier Chemistry Paper 1. Mike's going to
I'm just
give his team talk. Give his team talk.
Oh, the team talk. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Irons are in the that's comment of the night. We haven't had one yet. That is comment of the night. Iron is in the bottom half of the pyramid.
Oh, right.
Very good. Very good.
I won't find a better comment. We're on the 3rd of November. That's the comment of the month right there.
Very good. Very good.
That's extremely good. Extremely good. Anyway, we are going to go now. We're going to leave you in peace. Thank you very much. Come on, you Irons.
Bye.